Music Access. As we greet it in the new year, it's strange. I keep hearing sighs everywhere. People are sighing about getting older around me. But age is nothing but a number, right? Looking a little older, feeling a little more tired and weary, advances in medicine will surely take care of that, right? What's more important is our attitude. Trying to avoid younger people altogether or thinking that you don't need to interact with them based on your years of experience is not the right way to go about it. New experiences provide new stimuli in our lives. No matter our age, we need to keep on experiencing and absorbing new trends, trying to become a better person. People who are open to change are the ones that maintain that good vibe that others want to get to know better, no matter their age. They're the people that make us feel good. Don't you think so? First song we listened to together on Sunday, January 4th was Outside by Calvin Harris featuring Ellie Goulding. Sup Music Access family, I'm BIG's Benji here filling in for Aaron on Music Access. It has been one full week since I've been here. We're just starting the show, so I'll let you guys know what I'm feeling towards the end of the show. So on Sunday, you and me will spend some quality time together with You and Me song in the first hour. In the second hour, it's time to listen to your stories with Message Time. And instead of Just Ask Aaron right now, as we've been doing, we'll have Just Ask Benji right now on Sunday. If you have any questions for me, don't wait. Just ask. I'll answer those questions for you to the best of my ability. Here's what's up ahead for next week. On Wednesday, we have 15N's Jimin coming in for Benji's family. Next week's topic is our neighbor story. So this time, we aren't going to talk about our own family, but about our neighbors. For example, you could say something like this. We have 3 people living next door, and it's amazing because they look so much alike. Or, our neighbors have lived next door for the past 15 years. We're almost like family. I hope they never move. Or, I'm in love with the boy next door. I always call his name from the window. Of course, I call it out quietly so we can't hear, etc. So, let us know about your neighbors and your relationship with them. It doesn't even have to be the people who live next door, but they could be people who live in your neighborhood or apartment complex or, any situation whatsoever. Just write Benji's family on your title when you send your messages. We'll introduce them next week. Here's how you can listen and participate. You can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio application on your smartphones, and you can also send us messages through the app using the comment function. You can also listen to us by visiting our website www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess and leave your messages there on our message board. Another way you can tune in is through terrestrial DMB, but this is only available for our listeners living on Jeju Island. The frequencies are 88.7 for Jeju City, 88.1 for Seogwipo, and 101.9 for Daejeong area. Now, y'all have been sending in some great song requests, so keep 'em coming by posting up a message on our message board under the title Request. Now, let's listen to 2 songs before we come back with You and Me song. The first song is Livin' for Love by Madonna, followed by Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars. Son, the week's not yet begun and everything is quiet, and it's always you and me, always and forever. We'll be together day to day with Music Access, You and Me song. You and me in space such as the Music Access. Instead of looking into each other's eyes, we're listening to each other's voices. That's right, it's time to fall into stories and songs, learning about you and listening to your stories, and listening to some great music with You and Me song. Now let's listen to our first story. Our first story comes from Sevgi Aydin from Turkey. And it says, hope you have an amazing 2015. How are you, man? First, I listened to Last Christmas you sang last Wednesday, and it was awesome. It was the most memorable moment of my life for me. Thank you very, very much for this. I want to talk about my wish to you for 2015. My best friend, Irem, and my sister, Ace. We have a common dream. The three of us are best friends, and we're also the admin of BIG Turkey's fan page. We're like a family in a short time, and you are the reason for our meeting. We became a family because of you, but we don't come together because we live in different cities. Our wish is to come together in 2015. We want to come together and talk for hours about BIG. Oh. We have even started to make plans. I want to say something to them. Dear Irem and Ace, I love you and so glad I have you. We hope this dream comes true, and also we hope that all your wishes come true for 2015. Wow, that's a really, really nice letter. You know, support is always something that growing up, you know, I got a lot of love and support from my parents. You know, I'm very thankful for that. But then as a trainee, there's a lot more to do with improvement than getting complimented or being supported. You know, instead of someone saying, oh, you sang that song really well, they say, oh, you know, maybe if you sang it this way, it could be better, which is another good viewpoint. But then after debuting as an idol, you know, we're always very insecure about how people view us. And when, you know, you read something like this, and not only were you able to come together as friends, but as you write, almost like a family, that's for us something that I think I should be thankful for, to a certain extent, that we were able to kind of help you in that sense. So, you know, Sevgi, as always, if we are going to go to Turkey, you'll probably know already, but I will definitely let you know. And in 2015, I hope that all your wishes and dreams come true, and that you can even come together and hang out with Irem and Ace. Alright, thank you for your message, and now let's listen to two songs before we move on. The first song is Add Me In by Chris Brown, followed by Gypsy by Lady Gaga, requested by Julio of Chile. I'm Special DJ for Music Access, BIG's Benji, and we're listening to your stories and listening to some great music with You and Me song on the first hour of our Sunday show. Our next story comes from Kirsten from the USA. She writes, Happy New Year's, Benji, and happy birthday to me. Oh, happy birthday! I must admit, 22 is not quite as exciting as 21, but bottles can still be popped. Yay! Was never quite sure how my Korean age would work out, being born on New Year's and all. I've got no real plans for tonight because the family is all up north, so I'm just celebrating with Arirang Radio, some champagne, and my pottery wheel. Oh, I guess you do pottery. And I think this message was written on New Year's Eve because it says plans for tonight. So, it writes, question for you. Do you like to hike or be out in nature? If so, I highly recommend a trip to Ulleungdo if you get the chance. Breathtaking scenery, magical forests, stunning views of cliffs and ocean. You know, if you're into that sort of thing. And be sure to try the squid bulgogi at 99 Shikdang. Cheers. Des. 21 and 22. You know, for me, I am 22, but Korean age, now I am 24. Oh no! But it's okay, because age is nothing but a number. A 숫자 is what it's called in Korean. That's number in Korean. Anyways, do I like to hike or be out in nature? You asked that question, and I do like to be out in nature. I don't get the chance to a lot, and considering we're in a very electronically motivated society, I don't know if that's the right thing to say, it's difficult to find time to get out, but I always love going, because I am from Seattle, so I could always go to like a beach or go to the ocean and just breathe in, you know, salty air, feel like a sea spray, and it's always really calming. You know, I highly recommend it. If you have a place to go to that's near the ocean, and if it's not, you know, it doesn't have to be ocean, it could be a mountain, it could just be an open plain. If you're in the city, you know, just a park, go there and just listen to music and, you know, think. Or don't listen to music and listen to the sounds of nature or the sounds of whatever is around you. Because for me that helps with a lot of it helps me ease with stress, and it's just a good way for me to get back in touch with myself and check up on myself. So, I recommend that. Thank you, Kirsten, for your message. And now, let's listen to two more songs before we move on. The first song is Fireflies by Owl City, requested by Clary of Peru, followed by Who Needs Love by Razorlight, requested by Nelly of Mexico. What's up, guys? It's Sunday with Music Access, and I'm your DJ, BIG's Benji. So our time together with You and Me song, where we learn about you and listen to your stories. And great music with You and Me song. Alright, so our next message comes from Danica Bianca Cruz from the Philippines. And she writes, Happy New Year, Music Access Fam Bam! Fam Bam? So she continues, 2014, I've been through ups and downs, but thanks to God, I managed to pass the 2014 and welcome 2015 with a smile. Last year, I took an examination to be a certified public accountant, but sadly I didn't pass, maybe because I lacked preparations and took it way too easy, not taking it seriously. So this year in May, I am going to take this exam again, and hopefully with the remaining months to prepare, I can manage to study for it with full efforts. Ooh, fighting! So, exams are always hard, That's not just for, exams you take with a pen or paper, but, for some musicians it could be an audition. For other people it could be making something and presenting it. It's always hard. But, just because you fall down once, I'm sure that you might have heard this before. Fall down once, you can pick yourself up again. And then I added this to the end. Fall down twice, and you can still pick yourself up again. Fall down 3 times, you've got arms and legs. Push yourself up and keep on going. Because, maybe I'm an over-positive person. That could be true. But for me, I always feel like no matter how down you get, you just keep telling yourself, I can do it. I can push it forward. And I really believe that anyone can achieve anything. But the important thing is, the path that person takes could be totally different. One person might go from point A to point B and go straight. And then one person might go from point A to point B and take a curvy path. But for that curvy path, it's not necessarily longer. It could be the same length, just more fit for this person. So, you follow your own path and you do what you can. You didn't pass this time, but next time I'm sure you'll pass because you will study for it 100%. So I wish you good luck, Danica. Alright, and now let's continue with 2 more songs before we move on. The first song is Noran Gol by GOT7, requested by Nur Hasina of Malaysia, followed by 노래가 늘었어 by Ailey, requested by Ruby of Malaysia. Alright, it is Sunday, January 4th, Music Access, You and Me song, and you're with me, Benji of BIG. Our next message is from Heather Folsom from the US of Here and Now. Fighting! Thank you for your message. I just gotta say, it has been a week, but somehow it feels like it was both long and short at the same time. It was short because it feels like it went by so fast, but I try to cherish every single minute I have on here with you guys. So, thank you for all your time and listening. Alright, so thanks so much to everyone for sending in your awesome stories. I hope you enjoyed the songs as well as our Sunday Corner You and Me song. So, we'll keep on introducing your stories and songs next week, so remember to send in your messages on our MA message board. Alright, let's listen to 2 songs before we move on. The first song is Shout Out by Royal Pirates, requested by Madison of the USA, followed by Some by Soyu and Junggigo featuring Dear Boy. And it is already the end of the first hour, so right after a short break, we're going to listen to your stories with Message Time and Just Ask Benji right now. We'll come back to the second hour after this song. The song is If You Leave by Music Soul Child featuring Mary J. Blige. Oh yeah, you're listening to Music Access with me, BIG's Benji. Our first song starting off the second hour of the show for Sunday, January 4th was Little Light by Sam Ock featuring Clara C. Now it's time to hear more about you. We have message time and Just Ask Benji right now coming up in the second hour of our Sunday program. Here's how you can listen and participate. You can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio app on your smartphones, and you can also send us messages through the app using the comment function. You can also listen to us by visiting our website www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess and leave your messages there on our message board. Another way you can tune in is through terrestrial DMB, but this is only available for our listeners living on Jeju Island. The frequencies are 88.7 for Jeju City, 88.1 for Seogwipo, and 101.9 for Daejeong. Alright, before we get to message time and Just Ask Benji right now, let's listen to two songs. The first song is Stay With Me by Sam Smith, followed by 7-Eleven by Beyonce. Second hour of our Sunday show has just begun. Sup, MA family? I'm Special DJ for Music Access, BIG's Benji. You're listening to the second hour of Music Access for Sunday, January 4th, and we'll be sharing your stories on Message Time. Our first message comes from Maith Gonzalez from Peru, and it says, Happy New Year, Benj. The I was detached on the lower line. I wish you all the best for this year. I'm celebrating New Year's Day with my family now. How did you spend New Year's Day? I hope you had fun. Anyway, have a good weekend. How did I spend New Year's Day? Let's see. I finished radio. Then I just practiced. It's always practice. It's always practice. You know, as new idol group, the only thing, or not the only thing, rather, the best thing that we can do for ourselves is to improve our own abilities so that when we make a comeback, people can see us and say, oh, yo, he got better. Oh, you know, Benji, he got more manly. He got sexier. But, you know, that's how I work, you know. Even if we get a day off, it's about thinking about how to better ourselves when we come back to our practice days. So, alright, mate, thanks for your message. And now let's listen to two songs before we move on. The first song is Her by Block B, followed by Touch My Body by Sistar. I'm your special DJ from Music Access, BIG's Benji. Now, our mini corner. Every Sunday in the second hour, Just Ask Benji right now. Let's get to some of the questions that just came in for Just Ask Benji right now and look forward to my answers. Alright? Alright, so our first question comes from Lisa from Mexico. And she asks, I want to ask to you, who is your best friend? Ooh, this is controversial. Because whoever I say right now is gonna feel good. And if there's someone else who feels bad. Well, okay, I'm gonna put it this way. To be straight with you, I have someone that I went to college with. That's my roommate that I consider the closest that I would get to a brother. His name is June. So congratulations, June, if you're listening. But I do have people that I consider best friends. And they are all, to me, special people in my life. Just for me, at the time, June was the first person that I really had a real kind of a base connection to that I could really call. You know, I see him anytime. There's times when I haven't seen him for a year, but I'll see him and it'll be just like we hung out the day before. So, you know, I guess if you ask, that's who it is. Thank you for your question. Our second question comes from Darcy Ann from the USA, and she says, Benji, what do you like to do in your free time? Well, in my free time, what I do now is I try to write raps for up-and-coming songs. You know, I'm practicing rapping. I try to make songs, you know, whether it's over an instrumental or just starting from scratch. And I think that's the thing that I'm focusing on right now is more about my musical aspect than anything else, because once I'm able to get my music out to the people, then at that point I think that's one of the biggest joys that I can have, seeing my music being spread out to people and just having them listen to it. And then hopefully they'll like it. That's the goal. Alright guys, thank you so much to everyone for sending in your questions to Just Ask Benji right now. And we'll listen to two songs before we move on. The first song is Mr. Chu by A-Pink, followed by 중독 by EXO. Alright, you're listening to Music Access with me, BIG's Benji, and let's go to some more message time. And our first message comes from Erin Johnson from the USA, and she writes, 안녕, Benji. My favorite movie of all time is Grease. I absolutely love musicals and show tunes. I love to sing along with most of the songs from the movie. I just wish I had a sweet guy to sing Summer Nights with me. Oh, I love that the movie is set in high school in 1959. I love the cute poodle skirts that girls wore during that time. You know, actually, I have a confession to make. I've never seen Grease, but I did see Wicked once, and that for me just blew me away. I really want to go see as many musicals as possible, and I recommend watching musicals to everybody listening. Alright, thank you, Erin, for your message. And moving on to our next one comes from Tony from the Philippines. She writes, Good afternoon, DJ Benji. How are you? It's another year, and this year I hope I'll be able to see BIG performing live. I'm a fan of yours, and I draw fan arts of you guys from time to time. I also sent one to you in the fan cafe a while back, but I don't think you saw it because you receive a lot of messages. Anyway, can't wait for BIG's comeback. I'll be waiting for you guys. Oh, did I see it? Did I see it? If you upload one again, I swear that I will look for it and I will put my message on it. So make sure that you write it to me and I'll definitely check it out. I think fan art's really cool. I saw a picture that someone drew of a member, and really, you guys are so talented. Like, really, it just blew me away. So, if you want to see it, just put it up there, and I'll definitely look for it. Alright, guys, so thank you for your messages. And now, let's listen to two more songs before we move on. The first song is 너의 의미 by IU featuring Kim Changwan, followed by 야생화 by Park Hyo-shin. I really like that song. You guys are listening to Music Access with me, special DJ for Music Access, BIG's Benji. Alright, let's go back to some more message time. And this message comes from Nelly Perez from Mexico. And it writes, Hello, Benji Oppa. Amazing, amazing day. I wish for Music Access family all the best. Have a great weekend and take care and eat good. 고마워, Nelly. Alright, Music Access family, you heard it. Nelly wishes you all the best. Have a great weekend. And I also wish you a great weekend. And I hope you are having a great weekend this Sunday. Enjoy the time. Spend it with your family. Spend it with your friends. Have a good Sunday. Alright, thank you for your message. And our next message comes from Joanna from the USA. She writes, Hello, DJ Benji and Music Access family. Happy New Year! There's so many exclamation points. Wishing you all an amazing year to come. May this day and all year around be full of blessings, love, happiness, and health. A huge hug and have a glorious day, DJ Benji and MA family. Much love from Joanna. Yeah, guys, 2015, an amazing year to come. Be on the lookout. B-I-G on the lookout. Sorry. But, as always, be amazing, be cool, because 2015, you have to be prepared, because so many good things are gonna happen. Alright, guys, thank you so much for your messages. I hope all of you guys participated in our Sunday Corner. Remember, if you want to participate, you can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio application on your smartphones. And you can also send us messages through the app using the comment function. You can also listen to us by visiting our website www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess and leave your messages there on our message board. Alright, so let's listen to two more songs before we move on. The first song is Take a Bow by Rihanna, followed by All of Me by John Legend. You just heard two songs. The first song was Take a Bow by Rihanna, followed by All of Me by John Legend. And you guys do know that I give you all of me, right? Ah, get the joke? Alright. But no, it's already time to say goodbye. And it is the end of my first week as DJ on Music Access. Applause, please! I just gave myself applause. It's okay though. You guys are applauding me and I thank you all for your applause, It was a great, amazing week for me. You know, meeting the guests, meeting you, just having this experience for me is, I'm so grateful to everyone who made it possible. I hope that in the future, well, no, it's not I hope, because we still have a week left, right? You guys have 7 days with me, BIG's Benji, so y'all are ready for that, right? And we have our corners and our guests, and you never know, special things might happen this week. I might make it funny and trippy, make a guest, excited, nervous, because that's my job here as a DJ. Well, it is going to be my job this week to make sure you guys remember it as much as you can, because I gotta say, this week was really the best week ever. So I promise you guys to make the rest of this coming week the best week you guys can make, and the best I can do, better than the previous week. And so let me wrap it up. Our last song for today is You're My Fantasy by Robin Thicke. I am Benji of BIG, and I will be back tomorrow.